Hi, I'm Jodi Daley, and welcome to Let's Talk, where we talk about everyday topics and hopefully have a little fun too. Today we're talking about the family dinner. Specifically, is family dinner still alive? And with us are Marianne Axelson. Hello,
Hi,
Marianne.
Jodi.
Thanks for
Nice
being
to
here.
meet you.
And Jackie Needus.
Hi, how are you?
Farrah Cortez.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you. And Randy Richwood.
Hey, hello.
Thank you very much for being here today. Now, I'm just going to go down and have a little. Now, you have 4 boys.
I do.
4 boys. So my question to you is this. Is it harder to keep enough food in the house or wrangle them together for dinner?
I think keeping enough food in the house is the bigger problem because they want to come in. They're starving. So
I
they're
bet.
there. They're banging on the door.
And they do all kinds of athletics and everything.
They do. They're very active, so they're always hungry.
I
Yeah.
bet. Now, and you, on the other hand, are just moving in with your boyfriend.
Yes.
So this is going to be who buys what products. And
Oh, we're good about that though. Like, well, he's fine with food shopping and I'm fine with food shopping, so I think we'll be okay. And we have to share, so that'll work. But I think definitely as far as like what types of things you buy and like what are staples that need to be in the house, that's something we're gonna have to figure out.
Well, yes, you will, among other things, believe me.
Yes.
There's a toilet up, toilet seat down. Now, you have a little boy.
I do.
2 years old?
1.
His name's Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Benjamin,
and
how
Benny,
adorable.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
Do you have to budget differently, time and effort and everything?
Everything. How much food I have to purchase now. How much can I spend? Because the formula is very expensive.
Yeah. Randy, you have 4 kids, and you were telling me that you co-parent. And
Right.
what does that mean exactly?
Well, 2 parents, separate households, so we get along very well. So, I get a week, she get a week.
What is some of the things that keep you from maybe having that dinner together or
Cell phone.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness. Yeah.
cell
Not
phones?
allowed.
He's gotta put it away.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's gotta put
yes.
it away.
Wait, I'm going to the mom over
Yeah.
here.
Not allowed at the
Really?
dinner table.
Yeah.
Anytime we're together. No. If anything, we'll play games or we'll do like a roses, thorns kind of thing. Tell me about a rose that happened to you today. Tell me about a thorn.
Roses,
Same kind of
thorns.
Yeah.
investigative
That.
thing. Thank
Wow.
you.
Oh, that's a cute way to do
Just
it.
to get some information. Tell me one good thing, one bad thing.
That was our time to talk.
I,
And,
mean,
like,
I enjoyed it, but
tell
that
about
wasn't-
our day. Like I was,
Absolutely.
when I was little, I got a time limit for how much I was allowed to talk at the dinner table. But like that's kind of where like our relationships were started, and that's kind of like what I'm trying to do still with my boyfriend.
Now, how often do you folks sit down with families for dinner? And I imagine you have to do it 3 times a day. But
Dinner time all the time.
yeah.
No, actually, I do it once a day, dinner time. It's around 6 now because we need to get him ready to go to bed by 7 so that he can give us mommy and daddy time by 8, hopefully. But no cell phones for the both of us.
Yeah.
We shut
That's
that
good.
down.
What about TV? Anybody have TV on during dinner?
No. But I'm guilty of the cell phone. I am.
That was the big thing when we were growing up. If they let us watch TV, it was
Right.
really great. How about rules? What kind of rules do you have? Do you have to sit at the table? Is it at a coffee table?
Oh, you have to sit at
Yeah,
the
you have to
table.
be at the table.
That is the
Yeah,
rule.
You have to be at the table,
Dinner
no
is at
elbows
the
on the table.
table.
Right.
I think we just
No
answered the
elbows.
show.
No
The
elbows on
show
the
is
table. I cannot stand this.
elbows.
I can't stand this.
No, see, I'm okay with elbows. Elbows don't bother me. Our rule is like whoever cooks doesn't have to clean, so the other person has to
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
But then like the dishes will stay there, and I'm like, I thought you were cleaning. Like that's not a new thing.
Yeah, my sister used to run out of the room and said she had homework, and I was like, wait a minute, we all have homework.
It's Sunday.
What's the one thing that keeps you from the dinner table?
Whatever I don't like to eat.
How many? Did you just say things they don't like to eat? Randy, what do they hate that you cook?
Asparagus.
Send them over.
Good thing you started young.
Send Ben over. Send Ben over to
I
your
try to
house.
season it and everything. No good.
And you were saying scheduling. Tell me about the boys' schedules.
Absolutely. They're involved in a lot of activities, sports, scouting, music, school, homework. It's just getting everyone together at the same time is tough.
And I can't imagine after teaching 6th graders all day that you'd even want to cook.
I know, or want to talk anymore. Exactly. I do. Like,
Yes, believe me, that will keep the relationship going if you talk to him once in a while. Well, I'm seeing that there's a lot of universal challenges here, the timing and cost and all that kind of thing, scheduling, and this is a lot of families across the country. I know they all share this. But when we come back, we're going to talk about one group who has big opinions about the family dinner table. We'll be right back. Want to make dinner a little more enjoyable? Well, check out the ready-to-heat, ready-to-serve meals and side dishes offered at your favorite supermarket. Whether it's fresh or chilled or frozen, you can taste the cuisines of the world. And if you buy the supermarket store brands, you can be sure of quality and freshness at a reasonable price. Give them a try and add something special to mealtime. Well, we're all back, and we are talking about the importance of sharing meals together as a family. With me today is Marianne Axelson, Jackie Needus, Farah Cortez, and Randy Richwood. I've got an interesting statistic for you. Do you know that only 59% of today's families actually say they sit down to a meal together? And as Americans, we spend about 40% of our food budget outside of the house. Not really surprising. I mean, when you think about all the prepared foods you can bring back. Well, in Australia, they're actually advertising to get people back to the dinner tables. And we just want you to watch this little video real quick.
If you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would you choose?
Marilyn Monroe.
Kim Kardashian.
No. I'd like to have dinner with Justin Bieber.
What? He's not coming to my house.
No.
People who have made a difference in the world, maybe Nelson Mandela at the dinner table.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would you choose?
Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad. Family.
Family.
I get goosebumps.
Yeah. Too chill.
Oh my gosh. So were you surprised at how different the kids' answers were from the parents' answers?
Yeah, it just hurts your heart when you hear them say that, you know, and the parents saying something different.
I know.
Longing for that attention. They want that family connection.
Yeah.
Do you think the parents are missing the boat here?
The children miss the parents. We working so much. They miss the parent. You know, by the time they get up and get ready for school, and then they're into another adult hands for 8 hours, and then after that they go to daycare, they're in another adult hands for a few more hours, and then by the time mommy or daddy get to them, it's time for dinner and then night-night. So who wouldn't want to be with their parents more often?
So do you think maybe the parents don't understand the importance of dinner time today?
I think maybe because we had it so much, like sometimes you forget how much that was needed. You know, like I grew up with it, so it's kind of ingrained in me, and my boyfriend was too, but he didn't realize the importance of dinner time till I started bringing it back. So I feel like sometimes we take it for granted because we grew up that way.
Do you agree? Because you have 4 kids.
I do realize how important it is, and I do think the kids benefit from it, and we don't always have to make it dinner. Sometimes it has to be another meal, but it's just spending time together.
I think it's so important to actually make an effort and sit, you know, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch,
That's right.
a picnic, I mean, anything, ice cream, you know, anything, but it's just spending the time. It's the quality, not the quantity, I think. So I think.
You know, and it's not just little kids. That's statistically, they say that 72% of teenagers find it's really important, because I don't know about you, but that's where I would maybe be able to say, you know, this happened at school, and whether it's bullying or that kind of stuff, it's a place where you can really vent, and it's then, and pass me the hamburger, you know, it's a lot easier.
No, I agree. I mean, I saw that in my students. It was last year, and there were some kids who were actually like breaking down about like missing their father or missing their mother, and it was very like we were just happened to be like talking and sharing things in a story way, and they happened to let it go, like how much they missed their family, and you could tell it was because they weren't getting that daily, you know, ritual of being together.
So do you think it's really changed that? I mean, we said earlier 59%.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
because I remember everybody 6 o'clock, you were home. You did not call people between 6 and 7.
And the kids didn't even have a watch. They knew automatically.
Right.
You know, they felt it in their stomach. They felt it looking at, oh, wait a minute.
The street light.
I think it's time for me to go.
We had a bell. We had a bell out back, and we would hear Mommy's bell, and everybody would come running.
Nice.
Wow.
So this is really interesting. Everybody really feels the same way about it.
Yes.
Any tips that you guys have for our audience that maybe will help them bring the families back to the table, or thoughts that you do? Randy?
Put the cell phones down, turn the TVs off, and everybody get around a round table, and let's start having passing the dishes so everybody can have some good food.
I can't see saying no to you, Randy. I mean,
You gotta feed me. I gotta eat, and I want seconds.
and how about you, Farah?
Invest time to get to know your partner. Invest time to get to know your child. Be with them. It's quality time you're going to spend with them, and really, really try.
Do you do that?
I do that. I try.
And you without children, but still with family.
my message is kind of, I guess, a little bit meaner, but like I'd say don't be afraid to be the bad guy. Like my mother was get to the table and we'd be like, no, and she'd be like, no, now. Now or it's gone. And so that's, I have a little bit of that. I'm like, we're eating now. We're eating now, it's here. Like, so.
It's hot and it's here.
Yeah, so I guess it's like, don't be afraid to like, be a little pushy about it because it's needed. And I love that idea of like, you do have to be present. Like you do. That's very, very important.
I would say finding any time. It doesn't have to be dinner. It could be breakfast. It could be lunch. It could be meeting after the ball game, going out to dinner together. Just a time to spend together. And as when they were young, you can incorporate those little games, roses and thorns, or we play all kinds of games that just start the conversation, and then it takes off from there. And the older ones are just as engaged as the little ones. They love it. So.
And I think when you start young, you make sure that they know the importance of it growing up.
Exactly.
Well, just like eating with your family, there is definitely something to be said about getting a bunch of smart, good-looking, fun people together like you guys. You never know what problems of the world we can solve. And for you, our audience at home, for more information about what we've discussed on today's show, visit the Store Brands USA channel here on YouTube or go online to storebrandsusa.com where you can find recipe ideas, shopping information, and more. Thank you all again, and I hope you all will join me next time for another edition of Let's Talk. But for now, go spend time with your family, and remember that table is not just for the male. See you later.